resides on the infinite value of the individual, irrespective of race, gender, and class. You are not valuable because you're black. You're valuable because you're decent. You're not valuable because you're white. You're valuable if you're decent. You're not valuable if you're Hispanic. You're valuable if you're a decent Hispanic. There are only two races, said Viktor Frankl, a Holocaust survivor, in a book that molded my thinking when I was in high school. He was asked after he lost his family in Auschwitz and other Nazi death camps. And he was a psychoanalyst and a major thinker, and he was asked, do you hate the German race? This was right after the war and after the Holocaust, and he answered, no, there are only two races, the decent and the indecent. That is how we conservatives divide the world. We see the world between decent and indecent, right and wrong, good and bad, uplifting and not uplifting, degrading and uplifting. The left sees the world between black and white and rich and poor and male and female. Division is the essence of democratic victory. If you think in terms of right and wrong, you vote right. If you think in terms of class, race, and gender, you vote left. And that is why the appeal is so deep and so emotional to blacks and Hispanics and to the poor, and I say quote unquote on the poor. How do they explain the fact that so many people making $30,000 a year vote Republican? It baffles them. I have left-wing authors on my show who don't understand that. And remember, the president was baffled because he's a man of the left. Since class should explain everything, how do you explain that people in the lower class would vote Republican? Remember his answer? They cling to their guns and their religion. Because he couldn't explain. Maybe actually they don't cling to their guns and their religion as much as they cling to their values. That we actually don't think. We don't think like a Democrat. A Democrat thinks, what's in it for me? It's the antithesis of what John Kennedy asked in his inaugural address. The Democratic motto is the opposite of John Kennedy. Ask not what you can do for your country. Ask not what your country can do for you, but what you can do for your country. The Democratic motto is ask what your country can do for you. What will it do for me? What will it do for me? I want to know. I'm a young person. What will you do for me? I'm a black. What will you do for me? I'm a Hispanic. What will you do for me? I'm a single mother. What will you do for me? That's not the American way of thinking. I must say, it's not in terms of values. It doesn't mean they're un-American or don't love America. It has nothing to do with loving America. But I will say this about loving America. I do have a puzzle. And that is this. How much can you love? And I do believe that. I really do. This is not a line for a speech. Because most of my relatives vote Democrat, and I know they love this country. But for the hardcore folks on the left, like President Obama, how much can you love, or what? No, not how much. I won't even put it that way. What form of love is it when you want to fundamentally transform that which you love? Amen. He said 4 days before his election, in 4 days, we will fundamentally transform the United States of America. Now let me ask you, those of you who are married, if your husband or wife wanted to fundamentally transform you, would you wonder how they can love you? What form of love is it that I love you, but you need to be fundamentally transformed? I know, and I ask this, it's not to doubt, and I mean it from the bottom of my heart. My relatives, my friends who vote Democrat do love this country. There's not even a question in my mind about it. I just don't understand, though, how you love what you wish to fundamentally transform. And I mean it. It's not, I don't understand as a rhetorical device. If my wife wanted to fundamentally transform me, our marriage would be in a very bad state. Thank God she just wants to change me every day. And so, that's fine. I can handle that. But fundamentally transform, happily not. As Bruce Hershenson once said, God created men and critics. So I fully accept that fact. And Bruce has to give credit for that great line. Anyway, those of you who know that I'm as interested in male-female issues as I am in political ones. I have an hour each week just on men and women.